later. Okay, so first question, we are looking for to solve this simultaneous equation. I'm talking about question 1a on the left. It is question 1a, it is 6x plus y equals to 18 and 4x plus y equals to 14. So if you remember yesterday, we said we need to first identify which of these variables, x or y, we have to cancel out. Eliminate. So which one? So y. So you're saying y, you are going to tell me the reason also? Because they got the same coefficient, right? Plus 1, right? So the x, y over here, positive 1 coefficient. So how we are going to eliminate y's? What we said, if they got the same sign, we are going to subtract them. Okay, if they both positive, we're going to subtract. If they both negative, we are also going to subtract. Agree with me? Ali, are you here? Yes. So, okay, so the part one is subtract. So top take away bottom, because 6x bigger than 2x and 18 bigger than 14. You can do vice versa, get the same answer. It's okay. 6x minus 4x, yes, plus y minus y gives us 18 minus 14. So 6x minus 4x gives us 2x's, and this part is 0. We all know that equals to 4. So we're going to say that x would be 2. 4 divided by 2 is going to give us 2. Perfect. So what about part 2? So we have two unknown variables here. One isn't enough to find, okay? If you find only x and leave your answer and move to the next question on your exam, so you are not going to get full point. So we need to have also find what is the value of y. We eliminated. So which equation I'm going to use to find out y? Because it's the smallest numbers right there. We have 4x plus y equals to 14. So instead of x, I'm going to write down 2. It's going to give me 14 still. Okay, so the 8 plus y equals to 14. So then basically y equals to 14 minus 8, which is 6, right? 6. So it will be better at the end, just write down N, A, and S. So the basically answer is basically x equals to 2, y equals to 16. So normally on the exam paper, on the checkpoint exam, there is a space you have seen already, maybe. X equals to y equals to, they already gave you the space that you need to write down the values you found, right? So x equals to y equals to says over here, right? But on your homework, expect you to write down x equals to y equals to. For you also, the easy to check your answer. For me, is also to see the correct answer is there or not. So are we done with this question 1, right? Okay, good job. I'm going to do question 2. Guys, gonna do question 1b actually. Question 1b, which is question 1b, which is 4x plus 2y equals to what? 10. And then the x plus 2y equals to what? 7. So which variable we are going to eliminate? 2y. So we are going to eliminate 2y's. So how are we going to do that? Part 1 is we are going to eliminate it by addition or subtraction? Subtraction. We have to do the subtraction. This is part 1. So we're going to write down 4x minus x plus 2y minus 2y, right? So equals to 10 minus 7. So that gives us this 3x's equals to, because this part is 0, right? 3x is what? Perfect. So if I know the x, I'm going to go with the part 2 to find out y value. So which equation I'm going to take? I'm going to go with the second equation. Last time I said you it's better to actually name these equations, equation 1 and equation 2, okay? Alright, so that is going to give me x plus 2y equals to 7 first. Instead of x, I'm going to write down 1 plus 2y equals to 7. So I'm going to write down 2y equals to 7 minus 1. Right, because I moved 1 to the other side, or just subtracted 1 from both sides. So 2y is 6, y will be 3. Guys, good job. So it was better if I just said write down x equals to 1, y equals to 3 at the end to mention those are the answers you have got. Okay, so I think you're good with this sort of question. Let's move a little bit different questions. Okay. Guys, what about question D? Okay, so I'm not going to go to C, just going to directly to question D. So on question D, we have the equation 2x plus y equals to 36. And then x minus y equals to 9. So I would like to solve this for x and y. So I need to first identify which variable that I'm going to simplify. Which one? Y. But will I eliminate it with addition or subtraction? Which one? I'm going to do it with addition. Because if you look at this sign of y and the y over here, those are opposite. We did use subtraction when they got the same sign with the same coefficient, 2y's. But I'm going to subtract them, I'm going to add them because they got a different sign with the same coefficient, right? So it's going to be part 1. Part 1 over here will be addition. I'm going to add 2x to x, yes? So I'm going to add y to negative y. So that's equals to 36 plus 9. Happy with this? What did I do? Good. So 2x plus x is how much? 3x. So that's going to give us 3x's. But what about y plus negative y?
It will be 2y. Negative 2y.
But I want to eliminate y. How is it can be negative 2y? If it's negative 2y, we still there have x and y. Basically, operation failed. We are not eliminating anything.
Negative 1 plus 1 is 0.
So this is actually a 0. Alright? 0. Because you're adding 1y to negative 1y. Gives us 0. Imagine you had apple and you ate it. You got nothing. Okay? It's like this. So equals to what? 36 plus 9. How much is this? 45, right? So what is x then? 45 divided by 3 gives you 15. So we found the x. Now I need to use either equation that I have on the top, or 2x plus y equals to 36, or x minus y equals to 9 to solve for y. Okay? So what I will do is, I'm going to go with the second equation. I'm writing the part 2. X minus y equals to 15. So I will write instead of x 15 minus y equals to 15, right? Oh, sorry guys, this is 9. I apologize. Like this is 9, right? This is 9. So what I will do is I'm going to move 9 to the left and y to the right. We all know that 15 is already there. Nothing changed with 15. But 9 going to go to the left as negative 9, right? Minus 9, but y goes to the right hand side as positive y, right? Because negative on the left, changing position means changing the sign of it. So what's 15 minus 9?
Will be 6.
It's going to be 6 equals to y. We both find y and x. So this is the x value we have, and this is the y value we have. So what we're going to say that answer x equals to 15 and the y equals to 6. So that's it. Yes? What?
Question 1C.
No, this is question 1D. I didn't do question 1C. Okay, we skip question 1C. Okay, because they look like the question A and B, question 1A and B. Okay? Guys, I'm going to do question G also, then I'm going to move. What if they have a different questions? What if, not a homework basically, I'm going to move to the question 2, which is not a homework. What if they have a different coefficient? I'm going to move this sort of, okay? So far we are doing the variable that got the same coefficient and we're just subtracting, adding to eliminate, okay? So now I'm going to also do the G question 1, still same coefficient. Question 1G it is 8x plus 7y equals to 39. Yes? And then the 8x plus 2y equals to 34. Guys, which variable I'm going to eliminate here? I'm going to eliminate x. Reason I'm going to eliminate x because 8x and 8x we have on the top, 8x we have on the top. On the bottom, so on the first and the second equation. So, but what by which operation that I'm going to eliminate? Subtraction or addition? The reason subtraction because they are positive, both positive, right? So I'm going to subtract. So this is the first equation. This is the second equation. On the part 1, the first equation minus the second equation. Okay. So I'm going to write down the 8x minus 8x plus 7y minus 2y equals to 39 minus 34. Okay? So if 8x minus 8x gives us 0, 7y minus 2y gives us 5y equals to what? Equals to 5, 39 minus 34. So y is what? Y going to be 1. So if y is 1, alright, so I can now go back to either one or first or the second equation to find out the value of x. So I'm going to go with the second equation. This is part 2, and I'm going to go with the second equation as 8x plus 2y equals to 34. Okay, so instead of y, I'm just going to write down 1, which is the 8x plus 34. So that's going to give us 8x plus 2 equals to 34. I need to move 2 to the other side. That gives us 8x equals to what? 34 minus 2. 32. And then the x is what?
4.
X gonna be 4 as you just divided 32 by 8. So far, so good. If you got all these questions on your homework correct, that means you're doing really great. We had just solved 4 questions, I guess. Okay? So if all this correct, at least the half of this is correct, 2 questions. So that means you're doing good. Okay? All you need to just practice a little bit more to improve. So what I'm going to do now is, we're going to go with the question 2. This is not a homework. I want you to write down 5th October, please. Okay? So new types of questions that we are going to look at. Okay? New types of questions that we are going to look at. This is still simultaneous, but we have a different coefficient, right? Okay. So as you can see on the board, if we just look at this, this is 3x plus 2y equals to 23, and this is 3x minus y equals to 6. As you can see, this is 3x, this is 2x, not same, and this is 2y, and this is negative y, not same. So they've got a different coefficient, and we are looking for to simplify. To simplify this, we have to make it from the same coefficient. We need to make it from the same coefficient. I want you all focus on question A, question 2A, okay? Question 2A. So what we are looking for to make it from the same coefficient, okay? I'll just copy that and put it on the notability over here. Alright, So, but how we will make it from the same coefficient? How will we do that? Okay, so of course you are going to decide which variable you are going to make from same coefficient, but always go with the easy one. Okay, so what I'm seeing is if I multiply the second equation by 2, look, if I multiply the second equation, if I multiply the y by 2, I will have 2 y's. Yes? So that's going to be the same coefficient, right? So what I'm going to say that, let's multiply the equation on the bottom by 2. Guys, remember once we multiply the numerator of the fraction, we multiply the denominator as well. So in this equation, if we're multiplying negative y by 2, we have to multiply everything in the equation by 2. It's like the bracket we have here, we're expanding. Okay? So far I'm going to keep the top equation as it is. So the top equation, because we have the equation 1 and the equation 2, right? I'm going to keep the equation 1 as it is, as the 3x plus 2y equals to what? 23. But on the second equation, which I'm multiplying by 2, it's going to give me 4x minus 2y equals to 12, right? 6 times 2. So guys, if you look at now this equation, you can basically realize that after multiplying it by 2, we have the same coefficient. So basically now we can decide which variable is going to be simplified. It's y we're going to simplify. Exactly. So the part 1 is, okay, so how are we going to simplify? How are we going to eliminate it? Addition or subtraction? Addition, the different opposite sign, right? So we're going to write down then 3x plus 4x and plus 2y plus negative 2y equals to 23 plus 12. So this is 0. So we're going to have then 7x equals to what? I guess 45 or 35, sorry, 35. And the x will be 5. X is going to be 5. 35 divided by 7 going to give us 5. So we found the x. So guys, but the thing is, this is the equation. This is the equation. We basically multiplied by 2. This is the equation. We multiplied this second equation on the original given equation by 2 to get it. So I need to do the substitution to find out y, right? So for this, I'm not going to go over here, the equation that I made to solve it. I'm going to go to the original one, okay? So I'm going to use it this. If you use it over here, it's still going to give you the answer, correct answer. But this equation is bigger than what we have over here. So I'm going to stick with the original one, which is 3x minus y equals to 6. This is better, okay? Yes, question?
Yeah. So basically it's just the same. We just have to make the coefficients.
Same coefficient and then start. Exactly. Yes. Question? You? No question. Okay. So as I mentioned, I will just take this one because it's with the small numbers and easy to do the substitution and find it. Okay, so it's going to be the part 2, which 2x minus y equals to 6. As you can see, I'm taking the one which is actually the original one, the given one, not the one that I multiplied by 2. So instead of x, I'm going to write down 5, right?
Yes.
Minus y equals to what?
6.
Equals to 6. So that's going to give me the 10 minus y equals to 6, guys. So that means y equals to what?
Equals 6 plus 10.
Y equals to 4, not 6 plus 10. The reason, if I just write down every detail, is basically move y to the other side, 6 to this. It's going to be 10 minus 6 equals to y. So then I'm going to y equals to 4 as we just write down over here. Okay? So happy with this? Good. Yes, sure. So now I'm giving you time to copy this down. As you can see, different coefficient. we have to basically push it to be the same coefficient. Multiply, sometimes we are going to maybe divide it, okay, to make it from the same coefficient, and then add them up or subtract to simplify, eliminate one of the variable. So this is the example for different coefficient. Please don't forget, this is the example for different coefficient. So be quick to write down all, please. Can you turn one of the AC, please? No, turn it on. Yes. Done? Can we move to the next one? Well, I'm trying to fit everything on the board. I hope you can see that properly. This looks a bit smaller. Let me make it a bit zoom. Maybe 4, 5. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so can I move to the next one? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go back all the way back to take. I want to get a bit hard. It's just a bit different. For example, F. Okay? For example, F. And then I'm going to ask you question B, okay? So I'll wait for you to solve the question B. F I'm going to solve. Guys, the rest of these questions will be the homework. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So if you look at these equations, equation 1, and the equation 2, they got completely different coefficient. Agree with me? Yes. So I have on the top 6x plus 3y equals to 45. On the bottom, 2x minus 2y equals to 12. So you're talking about multiply the second equation by 2 to make it 6x and then subtract it. This is what you are. So you're planning to simplify x, right? This is correct. I'm not saying it's wrong. But, however, if you multiply the bottom one by 2, by 3, and add them up, subtract them, it's going to be correct, but the operation is going to be a bit, let's say longer. And the numbers getting bigger, okay? But why not to divide the top equation just by 3? Can we do that? If I divide 6x by 3, going to be 2x, which I want to make the same coefficient would be. 3y divided by 3 will be just y. 45 will be 15. I'm actually making the equation smaller. Smaller coefficients will be easy for me to calculate. Yes. So I'm going to divide the top equation by 3. I want you to know all the ways to solve this. Sometimes you need to divide because it's easy. Sometimes you need to multiply because it's useful. Okay? Well, so if I divide the top one by 3, on the part 1, actually let's just write down the new equation first. On the top first equation would be 3x plus y equals to what? 15. Bottom one will be 2x minus 2y equals to 12. The bottom equation as it is. We're not doing anything with it, okay? Guys, why did I write here 3x? It's supposed to be 2x. Okay, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, so now Which operation that I'm going to do here? Addition or subtraction? Are you sure about addition? No. X has got the same sign. It's supposed to be subtraction. Yes?
Why?
Because 2x on the top, 2x on the bottom. The only way to subtract to eliminate them because they are both positive. If you add them, it's going to be 4x's. Right?
I don't understand when we add and when we subtract.
I'm just saying when you have the same sign, they're both positive. If they're both positive, you're going to subtract. If they're both negative, you're also going to subtract. Basically, if they got the same sign, if they're both negative or if they're both positive, you're going to subtract. But when they got a different sign, positive, negative, you're going to add. Or negative, positive, you're going to add. Now clear. It's very important. Can I do what? So I'm going to subtract this, right? It's going to be the 2x from the top equation minus the bottom one. 2x plus y minus negative 2y. Guys, this part is important. Y minus, because subtraction we are doing, right? But this itself is negative 2y. So we need to take into account. And also I need to point out that we have double negative. We have negative following negative. We have the rule for this. So this is going to give us 0. But y minus negative y will give us 3y's, right? Because y plus 2y's we're going to have there. So that's going to give us 3y's equals to what? 3. That means y is? Y is 1. Perfect. So if y is 1, I can take this and write in either equation on the top to find out value of x. So on the part 2, I'm going to go with the second equation, 2x minus 2y equals to 12. So I'm going to write down the 2x minus, instead of y, I'm going to write 1 equals to 12. So that's going to give me the 2x equals to, of course, 12 plus 2, because it's 2, it's just this part is 2 times 1, negative 2 times 1 will be negative 2, moving there will be plus 2, and then the 2x will be 14, and x is 7. So the answer we are going to give is x equals to 7, y equals to 1. As a coordinate system that can give the answer as 7 and 1, we'll learn it later, alright? Okay. So this is it. This is pretty much it. What? Yes, please. Copy that down. Copy that down, please. Okay. So now I'm going to give you a task. When you're done it, let me know.